Alright, welcome to the Chronologically Gaming pre-show. Chronologically Gaming means every single video game in order of release. Everything on consoles, everything on handhelds, every video game on home computers, and everything in the arcade. No video game left behind. And not only are we playing video games, if you saw the thumbnail tonight, we are reading the magazines because a lot of the culture of video games and how you learned about video games was because of the magazines. Howdy, Brad in Sioux City. Welcome in. All these videos behind me are random, but we keep rolling the Arcadia 2001. It's like it's trying to tell me something. But the console still hasn't super impressed me. It reminds me of when we were first seeing the Atari and the Fairchild and the first home console systems. That this is like the RCA Studio 2. That's what the Arcadia is. Hello, Richard. Welcome in. Someone pointed out to me that that's really not the Commodore 64. Yeah, you can tell the side keys don't have, or on the side don't have the symbols. It's like a made-up version, or the later Commodore 64. Not the original Commodore 64. I didn't make the video, so I didn't get to put in the real Commodore 64, but I'll just pretend it's the real one. Alright, so we are gonna have a classic magazine read, a really good one, 100 pages to look at what's going on in December 1982. You most likely got this if you were here at this time in November or near the end of November 1982, but it's going to be a really fun read. Getting ready for the holiday season in December 1982. I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know how we're going to get through 100 pages in half an hour. We're going to be flipping through very fast. Or trying our best. Very good point, Marshall. Yes, magazines were the internet of the day. That's where you're going to get all the information for... unless you were really close to a video game store, most of the time you're getting all your stuff from a magazine. I was not. I was lucky. My parents, we really didn't go shopping. And yeah, subscribing to magazines. There's so much that's out there. And now that I've been involved with video games from Japan, I've been seeing magazines that I've never even heard of from Japan, translating them to get some idea of when games were released. But there is so much that is undocumented. It is incredible. I should say undocumented right now. There's a lot more later when you get closer to the 90s that's been uncovered. Yes, we are reading a full magazine, or trying to. We'll see how fast we can get through. There's a lot of good stuff in this magazine. It is a lot of fun. Oh, that's true for the upcoming stuff. The magazines are giving you the previews. The journalists for the magazines are telling you what's going to be to look ahead for. And I always notice that when you're reading a magazine, it feels like they are the cutting edge, giving you whatever's going to be next, like the next console or the next hardware system. So fun. Oh yes, and help with the games too. Yeah, I got a lot of help from magazines, especially on those crazy hard NES games too. Ooh, Compute, Antic, and Analog. Hey, Analog is the one we read on the show. Compute we see every now and then, and Antic we see every now and then, but it's more of just we typed a game in. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, trade shows. I don't know. I wasn't able to go to any trade shows either. It had to have been the magazines. And it's so fun being able to read the magazine now because it's basically a time capsule again, like the cartridges that we're putting in, or cassettes we're putting in. It's a time capsule of the period. You can't change it. Oh, I guess maybe someone could edit the scan, but we'll keep it and trust that this is the true scan. Oh yeah, the Antic magazine. We've seen several covers and pages from the Antic magazines. We just don't read that one straight up. Anyone have any other magazines that we should be checking out? All right, let's go. Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. Join me in the beginning of December 1982.
Me hypnotized when you look at me.
And we were last on the Atari 2600 checking out Egomania. Our very next game isn't a game release at all. It is the latest issue of Electronic Fun with Computers and Games, the December issue. Let's check it out together. This one has so many things packed into it, so much fun that we're going to be seeing as we peruse through the pages. So check a look at the front cover. We have already a lot right here. Expert Games are going to rate 347 games. No way. We've already read the first issue. This is the second issue and the December one. They say they're going to get ready for E.T. for Christmas. Oh, man. Look at that. E.T. proving to all the kids that it is okay to play that your face so close to the television. You'll be just fine. We got Favorite Games of the Stars, a special frog supplement. I don't know how that's going to sell the magazine, but great classic front cover of the magazine. Let's dive in because this has 100 pages to it. We usually don't play or don't read every single thing for the magazine. We're going to try tonight, though. Our first ad's by Intellivision, the new IntelliVoice fancy voice synthesis module. We've seen everything on the IntelliVoice so far, and it really does make a good impression. It is really, really fun. Let's keep going. All right, so let's flip to the next one. We're going to skip by this table of contents over on this side because we're going to go through the whole thing. On the right side, this is an ad for Ultravision, Condor Attack, and Karate. We've seen both of them. Condor Attack, yikes. Karate, though, it has some merit to it just because there's not a lot of fighting games that are out there. But both are on the Atari 2600. Let's keep going. Over here on the side, we have Chicago-based Aristotle Software Company is run by a 13-year-old girl and a 14-year-old boy. What? Is that real? Or is this the editors messing with us? Electronic Fun is aware of all the programmers that are out there. Very interesting editorial. Over here on the right side, we have a kind of a rare ad because it's for the Commodore VIC-20, but it's by UMI. Why would you choose a mime to help you sell your video games? But UMI did. They have Meteor Run. What do we have down at the bottom here? Amok, Satellites and Meteorites, and Renaissance. And we've seen all of those. UMI is all right. Amok's pretty good. It's like a Defender-style game. Satellites and Meteorites is pretty good, too. All for the Commodore VIC-20. For the fun of Vic. Let's keep going to the next page. I love reading these magazines because this is what you would experience when you, in December 1982 and getting excited for video games. And I'm already excited reading it. Over on the left, we got some mail with one that I wanted to point out. 007, Where Are You? It said in the first issue, the last one we read, there was going to be a James Bond because they were talking about Hollywood video games. Where is the James Bond game? And there it is. They say that Parker Brothers was planning to release this game, James Bond 007. And you can see the example, the one by Parker Brothers for Atari 2600. Unfortunately, the licensing fell through, and it's not going to be the home game. And I think there's a prototype of it somewhere. Someone could correct me on that. But another one of those vaporware style games. I love that stuff. Over here on the right side, we got an ad for Riddle of the Sphinx. Did anyone remember that one? We have already seen it, and it's a very, very interesting Atari 2600 game. It is not your usual fare. It reminds me of something really in-depth like Dragon Stomper. The gameplay footage you see here really can't do the game justice because it is a much larger game than what you're seeing on the screen. It has a little scrolling here, but it has elements of like hunger and thirst, adventure game elements, role-playing elements, little pieces of things. A very, very large game, or I guess the scope of the game is way different than anything else. Yes, that's right. A magic all the way. And when we had Howard Scott Warshaw on the show, and I mentioned using two joysticks at once, Riddle of the Sphinx did too. Who knows who came out first? All right, so after this ad, let's flip over to the next one. By the way, Imagic is awesome right now. I love the games that come out for Imagic. That's right, Marshall. If you're going to play Riddle of the Sphinx, you better be reading the manual. All right, let's keep going with the next article about the different things you can use with your game. Look at that case. There's a Atari 2600 case to carry around. I would love to have one of those. Then we have over here some controllers glued to the tube, improving your score. Get the Suncom Starfighter joystick, only $16.95. You got some cool shirts there. I love it. And then, oh, Joust, one of the best games you could play in the arcade right now. It's got style, it's got class, and it's very different. The art style and the gameplay. And then, oh, look, we got Radio Shack. I think we mentioned this before. Radio Shack, why would they bring up Color Cube? Was Color Cube really that big to sell the Coco? I wouldn't think so. And then over here, Fox Video Games has Alien, $35. We've seen that one too. So far, every now and then we want to read these magazines for them to throw a curveball at us, because if we've played every video game up to this point, we should see everything that they have. And so I'm still looking for something that's going to throw me a loop like we haven't played it, but we've seen all this so far. Yeah, that's a cool Donkey Kong shirt. I want that one too. All right, let's keep flipping on. And now we got the video game explosion. They're going to rate every game in the world, at least in the Western world. I don't think they're going to rate anything from Japan over on this side. 347 games. We know 52 games released in the next few months. We'd like to, just a few years ago, our video game libraries were complete. If we had Space Invaders, Asteroid, Missile Command, this Christmas with 22 companies producing software at $30 a pop, that's $8,675. Oh, man. All right, so how did they break it down? We do have a key. They're showing a question mark, a pencil, and a star. Where's the... Oh, there it is. Here we go. Here's our legend. Question mark is game type. Graphics is the pencil. Playability is the star. And you can see we have... Here's their genres. Space, maze, action, sports, adventure, fantasy, gambling, educational, and driving. It's so simple. At least it shows it now. I don't know if you've seen the spreadsheet that we use on Chronologically Gaming. It is massively complex. So they like how they simplified it here. All right, so let's see what they gave some of these games. From Activision, oh, nice. What do they got? A, okay, they're using A, B, and C. What does SP mean? Do they say over here? Oh, that's sports. Okay, so this is just the style of game. But where's the rating? Is that playability? Okay, so that's if it's under the question mark, that's the type of game. But we're gonna go by the next two columns, A and B. Looks like Tennis by Activision is some of the best. Do we have A plus? Any A pluses? Looks like A minus they use for some of them. What an interesting way to score video games, though. Looks like Grand Prix up there. Ice hockey is one of the best. Kaboom's one of the best. Pitfall needs to be A plus all the way. And we got Apollo with some of their games on the Astrocade. Are there any of these we haven't? Oh, Conan the Barbarian. Wait a second. I don't think we've seen that one yet on the Astrocade. Conan the Barbarian. It must be right around the corner, or we're just about to play Conan the Barbarian. That's the only one I don't think we've seen yet. And then over here, oh, there's more. The Incredible Wizard, more for the Bally Astrocade, Space Fortress, Solar Conqueror. And then by Atari, there's a lot more than this. I'm sure we're going to see more on the next page. What do we got? Defender, they're giving high ratings. The original one. Breakout has high ratings too. Wow. So much stuff. I love that, the shot of the tower of games. All right, keep going. Atari continued. Tell us more. Who else is getting high ratings? Missile Command. Oh, it got A+. Wait, they do have A+. Why wasn't Pitfall A+? Somebody messed up. Pitfall has to be. On Activision, maybe because Atari gave them some extra bucks. We got Galaxians. Oh, they have 5,200 games. Galaxian, Star Raiders, and Centipede. We have seen those as well. Everything so far on the Atari, I believe we've seen on CBS. What is CBS? Oh, Wizard of War and Gorf. Oh, okay. And we're just about to see those two, I believe. Yeah, Wizard of War on the Atari. That one's coming up. Comma Vid, there's another one. Coleco with their games. Data Age, Fox. They're doing it based on company, which is kind of interesting. And then there's a Magic with their games. What did they give? They haven't shown Dragon. Yeah, Dragonfire isn't on here yet. There's Beauty and the Beast, though. Yeah, well, Pac-Man was B-. Nice call out, Brian. And then there's Mattel with all their games on, and they're just doing it by company, so it could be on the Intellivision, because they haven't said Donkey Kong, whether it's on the Intellivision, ColecoVision, or the Atari 2600. And then Magnavox Odyssey. This is a great list, though. Just so many video games, and they're all rated based on how they would have thought now. All right, there you go. Flip to the next page. Yeah, Grim, you're not the only one. When I told my wife I was going to rate the Atari 2600 Pac-Man low, she said she liked the game too when it was released. All right, so here we go. Keep going to the next page. We got continued from the last one. Even more. Now, are they doing computer too, or is it just console. There's Starpath. Oh, there's all the Supercharger games from Starpath, Telesis, the 3 games that on those. Tiger Vision, Ultra Vision, Spectravision, US Games. Yep, all these are mostly on the Atari 2600. And we mentioned this in the last episode. There's over 180 releases that we played on the Atari 2600 alone compared to the other consoles out there. Oh, there's the Vectrex. Look. Oh, we haven't seen all the ones in the Vectrex yet. Those are what we're going to be playing before we finish the year. Zircon, Desert Fox, Spitfire. Are those? Wait a second. Zircon. That's the company that took over the Fairchild. That's what it is. Is Video Whizball there? I don't see it. Yep, there it is. Video Whizball. And then the next year hit games, Sky Jinx is what they're saying. Oh, so we actually played Sky Jinx already. Maybe that release is not correct if this magazine is correct. Then we have Apollo having some games next year, and then what to look forward to. Wait a second. It says Atari's E.T. will be next year's hit games. That can't be right. I know E.T. was released in December 1982. So we got Minds of Enos, another one that we have seen. We've seen the Minds of Enos game. Fox Games, same with Megaforce. They're saying it's next year. And I wonder if it's because they had to write this up in November and they actually did come out by December. Man, it's so tricky to pin down release dates. Yeah, and that's true, Brad. We have not seen the Porky's game either. They had that one? Yeah, that's right. Well, they say it's coming up. Haven't seen it yet. All right, keep flipping to the next page. Can I copy these games illegally? Yes, you can. And please do so we can play all these games and all the archivists and historians can check out these games now. They have Lost Luggage over there. Who's going to copy Lost Luggage of all the games? That's pretty cool that they have an article on that. And then they have so much question and answers on copying games illegally. And it's fascinating that they're bringing it up right now. There's the Intellivision. I love that. Yeah, right? And I hope there's not a 9 to 5 game, Kun. We got a little cartoon. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, going to the arcades, having some fun with that. Over here, we got some street tips and tricks on how to play Tutankhamun. If you got vultures on your tail, what should you do? Don't waste your time on vultures. That's a hot take. Really great arcade game. I love Tutankhamun. It's technically a twin-stick shooter, even though the second stick doesn't work like Robotron 2084. You can only do a left and right. And if you want to rate some games, we got a little ad over here on the left side. Video review. Oh, I'm serious. I'm very serious. And now to save the world, how do we play some of these games? Can you fight your way out of these life and death situations? Well, they show you what to do in situations like this one. This one is Moon Patrol. Everybody remember Moon Patrol? When we saw this in the arcades, I actually didn't realize this or didn't think about this. This is one of the very first auto-run platformers because we were in a car driving around, but it was doing what we've seen with other platformers like the Jungle King games where you're running nonstop. It's auto-scrolling, and Moon Patrol is one of the first ones that did that. The parallax scrolling, of course, is a really great feature, but it's also very similar to Scramble, going from level to level. Moon Patrol. Check it out in your arcade today. But this is a great feature. They're bringing up the difficult times in video games and how to remedy that or how to fix that. So let's do some more things of how to save the world. What do we have up here? Robotron. Is this the arcade one? It's got to be, right? Yeah. If you're trapped and how to fix the Robotron. And here we got another one in Tron. Oh, in the game, Tron, the arcade Tron with the tanks. Yes, how to get by the enemy tanks, which is one of the most perplexing, hazardous situations is what they say right here. That's pretty cool. We were just mentioning that. Reading the magazines to get some help on games. And here's another one. What is this? Tutankhamun? Oh, yeah. That's a good one. After you unlock the first door, how do you get by these cobras? What should you do? I love this. Oh, and yes, Galaga. Finally, we had a magazine bring up Galaga. It's almost like it slipped under the rug. I guess maybe it wasn't as monumental as going from Space Invaders to Galaxian, but we haven't seen a lot of footage or magazines talking about Galaga, but I really enjoy Galaga. It's so much fun. And then finally, Dig Dug. What do you do when you got those two enemies? You got, did they say puka? Yeah, pukas. Picking up your scent. If you turn to pump up the lead of the fellow trailing him, it's going to capture you where you stand. That's how you do it. Nice. Yeah, Galago was crazy good. I'm with you there, Grim. All right, over here we have some contests that are going on. Kaboom. High score. Win some money that way. Got a little article, looks like from DC Comics. Oh yeah, that's because the big contest right now is the Sword Quest series. We've only played the first one, Earthworld. The deadline's March 15th. Quick, you need to get it done so you can win the money. And the sword, which no one got. Where's the sword? I really hope the Angry Video Game Nerd makes a movie based on this. He was thinking about it, about the Sword Quest series and finding the sword, which was going to be the ultimate prize at the end. All right, let's keep flipping on. What else do we have? This man is not normal. It's tell us this from fast food. That's cool. And then stay out of Malaysia. Uh-oh. Video games against the law in the Philippines and Indonesia. Yikes. It's amazing they brought that up. There's Mad Magazine with Pac-Man on the front, and I think I remember that magazine. That's a nice touch. SpectraVision's got a robot there. Oh, man, all this is so good. I just want you to know we're going through this fairly quickly, and I would love to spend time and read every single article because some of this stuff is gold. So I'm going to keep it on the screen, so if you want to pause and read yourself, go for it. We got more news from Activision because of hockey, ice hockey, and then the latest game, Skyjinx. Oh, there you go. It's telling us Skyjinx. It said it was next year, but no, I'm pretty sure you were able to play it about this time. And then there's ColecoVision Donkey Kong with apes at the top. That's nice. And then we have arcade games, Frogger, Sesame Street. I don't think there is going to be some that we'll be seeing soon. Hopefully, we won't play too many Sesame Street games. Here we go. Let's keep going. Now the Christmas wish list. What are the celebrities wanting to play? What are the video games that they're wanting to play? Eileen Quinn, star of Annie, says she would like to have Centipede or be Centipede, the arcade game, and Pitfall by Activision. Marty Ingalls, the voice of Pac-Man, the guy who does the voice of the cartoon. Once Christmas days be Waka Waka and all your ghosts are blue. Okay, that's nice. Michael Blanchett, author of How to Beat Video Games. After 9 months of being in charge of Video Game Arcade Room and coming home to write about video games, what does he say? He wants a long vacation. He doesn't want any video games. Kathy Garver, star of the Spider-Man cartoon series. She wants an adventure game, which she can be any one of the characters. Tom Snyder, a WABC News anchor, is addicted to Donkey Kong. He wants Donkey Kong on the ColecoVision, if that's to be believed. Todd Rogers, Gorf World Champion, wants to see an adventure game where you can see the action from all points of view. And the game featuring a fire-breathing dragon. That's pretty cool. Thinking up an idea. Spencer Christian, ABC's Eyewitness News, wants to be locked in a room with Pac-Man. He loves Pac-Man. He has Pac-Man fever. Al Miller, senior designer at Activision, wants a complete surround, tactile feedback, experimental game device with a direct brain interconnect and alpha state control. Man, Al Miller, you're almost sounding like virtual reality now as we're reading the magazine. And then David Crane. After a hard day slaying over a hot microchip, I want to be able to come home, sit back on my bed, and play video games. So I want a remote control, Atari-compatible video game system so I can play without ever having to get up. Yes. They kind of did that with the Atari 5200. The Asteroids champion, Andy Breyer, would like a game system, cartridge, or disc. Doesn't matter. And I'm thinking of to appear and be played. E.T., he wants a phone home. We got an ad for Cosmic Creeps over on the right side from Telesys. Yeah, David Crane is the man. Have you played Atari today? I love that. And then what we got? Mario Carpenter and High Hurdler tells you just once he wants to climb to the top of the girders and get Betsy out of the Betsy? Wait, why is Mario calling it Betsy? Is Betsy with the name of one of the other home console versions of Donkey Kong? And then Donkey Kong just frankly wants to just meet a nice girl. Oh man, Pac-Man for Christmas wants to stop running and get some rest. Miss Pac-Man. This is awesome. I thought they were gonna do only people celebrities, not video game celebrities. She wants to join a health club, take the excess weight off, go to Studio 54. Pitfall Harry. He wants some weapons. That's right. He wants a knife or insect repellent. I love that. And then KC Munchkin with Pac-Man. That's too funny. Pac-Man doesn't appreciate her. If she were my girl, I'd make her. Oh, that's a good read. Casey Munchkin, he's got chutzpah. There's more games from Telesis on the right. Wow, that is awesome. We haven't read every article tonight, but that is one of the best articles. Oh man, no, not Super Pitfall. Oh, not the Super Pitfall I'm thinking of on the Nintendo. All right, then we got... Oh, man, that's too fun. So here's some different glitches in Pac-Man, Space Invaders. Really great reads again. Over here on the right side, is that handheld? Yeah, that's handheld. ColecoVision. And then we have May the Source Be With You. Sexual Interface. What is that? Binary Hooker Crossword Puzzles. Heavy Pet. What? Oh, this is all just a funny reading, but I don't think it has anything to do with games themselves. All right, keep flipping on. Oh, and there we got the massive ad. We've already seen this game when we checked out Earthworld. Earthworld, Fireworld, Waterworld, and Airworld, which never was and never will. Oh, here we go. It is Microsurgeon, right? Yeah, on the Intellivision. Yes, it is not your average game. And there he is. Rick Levine, cool. Now, if you forgot about Microsurgeon, this one was a really interesting one. It's on the Intellivision, and it uses the two discs, two joysticks at the same time. Not really joysticks, but two controllers, and you're able to move around and shoot. So it's kind of like a multi-directional shooter, but it's really bizarre because you're inside of a human body whenever you play the game. We didn't get too far when we played it live on the show because it's another game that is not your average game for all the games you could play up to this point, but definitely check that one out if you forgot about Microsurgeon. It is out of this world. All right, let's go. Oh, yeah, great question and answers. Oh, how he did the game, what the readers are interested in doing for a living. If it's something you would want to do. Do you want to be a video game developer? It's got to be so fun. Yep. And yes, Grim, the first Advanced Dungeons & Dragons has been out for the Intellivision, and we have seen that one. Here we go. This is an ad for Data Age with the Mindscape. Yes, record. Play some music with your games. Over here, this is the Space Super Bowl, the Mattel Astro Smash Shoot-Off. 13,000 people, ages 11 to 51, sent photographs of their top Astro Smash scores. And here's some pictures we have on the right. The World Astro Smash Champion, Manuel Rodriguez. Everybody remember Astro Smash on the Intellivision? So cool. Contests. Look at that. Playing the game and getting something out of it. That's awesome. All right, let's keep flipping on. Next article is Why Frogs? We do see a lot of frogs here on Chronologically Gaming. We've seen lots of video games ripping off Frogger because frogs are fun. First came Frogger, a delightful little game in which you steered a frog across a road and a stream while avoiding street and river traffic. And almost immediately everyone has like Frogs and Flies, Frog Bog, and don't get me started because they're going to bring up some of the games, but we've played every frog game right now. And this is an interesting article about video frogs versus real frogs. The evolution of frogs. This is more historical than video game related. We actually might learn something. Really enjoyed the artwork in the magazine too. This one's an ad from Thorn EMI. Really great company. Cool to bring it up because they did darts. Awesome music. One of the first times. And then we have a shooter. Which one is this one? That is Speedboat, Speed Race. I don't remember the name of it. It's essentially a scrolling shoot 'em up. Really good though. They have flight simulators too, sub simulators. Thorn EMI is doing pretty good. And then we got a big old ad on ColecoVision. Look at this one. Hot new game of the year. And it's Ladybug. At least they're showing down there. ColecoVision is the better system. Of all the systems right now, I would give my money for ColecoVision. Partially because Turbo's there. Turbo's where you can drive a car at home. It's awesome. They're evaluating the controllers here. River Rescue. There you go, Richard. Thanks. That's what it was. And then more here from ColecoVision. Let's keep going. So cool. And then, yeah, you can see what else. This all is on the ColecoVision. A really good port of Zaxxon, especially right now. And then what else do we have? There's Turbo. Yep, they're showing that in the top right. What's this one? Ooh, this one's probably one we haven't seen yet. Tunnels and Trolls, Horse Racing. It's got to be one we're going to see soon. Venture we have seen. Yes, there's one. What is this one here? That one I don't think we've seen yet. We've seen Smurf, Mousetrap. Maybe that's... No, it's not Space Fury. Oh, it's Ripcord. Okay, we haven't seen Ripcord yet on the ColecoVision. Got to be coming up really soon then. Let's keep flipping on. The ultimate video game. You will be the designer. And then we've seen this ad too. Yeah, thanks, Charlie. It was Ripcord. Vectrex on the right here is okay. First of all, this one beats out ColecoVision. Sorry, for all the home consoles, yeah, Vectrex is even better. It's so good. You are what you play. Do video games reveal your secret personality? If you play Frogger, oh, this is so funny. Find the game that you like. It's people who can't face reality if you play Frogger. Asteroids appeals for very sharp and instinctive sorts of people. Space Invaders is the game reveals that you feel alone against the world. This is pretty funny. It's most likely not true, but just funny that they did that. If you like playing chess or Pac-Man, baseball or hockey, if you like playing Miss Pac-Man, wait, there's a difference between playing Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man. If you like playing Pong, nice, or Donkey Kong. This game's for the man who wants his ideal woman to embody all the timeless blonde qualities of Fay Ray. Yeah, they're just doing that for fun. And if you take your game seriously, yeah, we've already seen that ad. Oh, no way. Maybe Ripcord was unreleased, and that's why we haven't seen it yet. That is true. Here on the show, we're playing every game that had a commercial release. So prototypes, unreleased games, you know, a vaporware, obviously if they surfaced or they got fixed later and then released, we're not going to be playing those. Well, I guess maybe if they were released, you know, much later after, you know, 2010 or so forth. All right, here we go. Donkey Kong. That's it on the Atari VCS. You know it, and it's okay. I'm not going to call that one I didn't call that one a bad game when we played it. And then we got the Coleco version Donkey Kong, and then yikes, the Intellivision one, right? Yes, I like this. They're essentially rating the games, and they're showing up the program quirks on how to play them. Very nice, man. That's so much fun. Let's keep going to the next one. Yeah, Jeremiah's saying in the chat, ColecoVision 5200 and Vectrex were like considered third generation, even though people are saying they're second generation. They really, I'm with you. They should have been akin to the third generation. All right. Yes, here we go. Pitfall. 4 joysticks. That's more like it. Space Jockey. 3 joysticks. Shouldn't be close to Pitfall. Nexar. 4 joysticks. Oh, yeah. They rated that one high. Demon Attack. 4 joysticks. That one's awesome. Man, so good. Yeah, Mark, maybe we'll cover them in 70 years. All the prototypes and hacks and part of the games. Beauty and the Beast, only 3 joysticks. What is wrong with them? Airlock, there it is, one joystick. Okay, I'm not the only one. I was very harsh on Airlock, and I feel a little better now. And then we have, what is this? Super Challenge Baseball. Okay, I thought it was the real sports baseball. That one on the Atari is not as good. All right, Word Zapper. 4 joysticks. Fast Food. 2.5 joysticks, I guess. Fast Food, 2.5. Wait, they gave Word Zapper more. Yeah, I actually thought Word Zapper was pretty good. Casey's Crazy Chase, only 3.5 joysticks. Man, they're harsh. And Kun, Famicom, at least if you want to believe Nintendo, was the summer of 1983, the same day or the same time period that the Sega console, the SG-1000, came out. All right, let's keep flipping on. By the way, I'm stoked to get to 1983 for those releases. It's going to be awesome. Oh, look, Cosmic Swarm. A little bizarre one. Only 2 joysticks. I can see that. Then we got Lock and Chase for the Intellivision, 3 stars. Lock and Chase is really good. Intellivision version is better than the Atari 2600 one. Star Raiders, 4 joysticks. So they're rating games even on the Atari home computer. That's so cool. Great job. Having fun with computers and video games. It's everything. They even brought up some arcade games. Look, we have some handhelds here. Look, they call it Palm Texas Octopus and not the Nintendo Game & Watch. I guess because it was ported. Yeah. Like Palm Texas double screens. What? They just keep saying Palm Tex. We all know who did it. Look at that. It's Octopus, Donkey Kong, Turtle Bridge. That is too funny. Yeah, in the world of handhelds, which region they get released has tons of different names. Tons. And then we have a flurry of ads from US games. There's Space Jockey, Commando Raid, all these we've seen. Towering Inferno, Word Zapper, Sneak and Peek. Just saw that one. Very nice. And yes, you'll love our games or we'll buy them back. And here is secret messages in games. Uncovering secret things that are in the games, like in Laser Blast, turning the game on and off again several times will eventually come up with a messed up playfield. Instead of the normal pitch, we'll get slightly skewed representation of Laser Blast. Maze Craze secrets. Empire Strikes Back, turning the game on and resetting it This is going to mess up your games. These aren't game secrets. They're just going to glitch them. And then we have Missile Command. Secrets. They got to bring up the Easter egg in Adventure, right? Oh, wait, we go to the Commodore VIC-20. Nice. Nice add on the left side. And then programs and computers and games. Commodore VIC-20 is winding down because the Commodore 64 is here and everyone moves out of the way when the Commodore 64 arrives. Look at that. Yeah, they're putting, I guess, patterns on the screen. Show the good games. Like Lunar Leaper needs to be on there. Oh, man. And so this is a preview of the next... Oh, 1983. Oh, I guess it's showing a fabrication of what it would be. Electronic fun with computers and games. Dial M for modem. Yes, modems are real. And there are games, we've only played a couple of them that are modem to modem. Games that you play with someone else. The future. And here we go. Introducing people to computers. It was even more difficult in 1982 to get people to buy a computer. You can see up there we got the Apple II. Very nice. Down here on the right is the Atari 400 and 800. What is a computer? Oh, grim. 1984. Nice. For a modem. And then we have, what's this down? Is that, no way. Did they put the TI-99 4A? They did. Look at that. There it is. To be fair, it's really good with games. It's very similar to the ColecoVision, and we've had some really nice games on this system. One of the most recent ones was Alpiner, and it uses the voice module of the TI-99 where the games will talk to you. So much fun. So we have Radio Shack Model 2, nope, sorry, the Coco, Apple II, Atari, Timex Sinclair 1000, or essentially the ZX81 that was in North America. Yeah, it's all North America here. Here on Chronologically Gaming, we've been seeing everything all over the world, not just in North America. All right, so Reader Program of the Month. Send us your game. Destroy Us. Real-time action game for the TRS-80 Model 3. Is it type in? Do we get to type it in? We do. Look, there it is. Destroy Us. We are not typing in to play this one, but draw me a line if this one really is good and we should play it. The TRS-80 type-in games we haven't played as much just because we're not typing them in ourselves. I won't subject you to that, but we do find people that have typed them in so we can just load them up. That looks awesome. At least some of the artwork. Game of the Month. Subrock 3D. Look at this. Full page spread. And yes, one of the best games this year because it's the first stereoscopic 3D game. It's also sprite scaling, and it's got stereo sound, and it's only in the arcade. So cool. Hey, there it is. Secret messages. I knew they were going to put Warren Robin Adventure in there. Got to. Yes. By now, you probably know the famous adventure quirk is how they refer to it here. That's too funny. And then we have a few more from the game Explosions. And then more from the Victory ad. This is awesome. What a great magazine. Almost as good as Electronic Games. The other major magazine, my super favorite one. This one's a pretty good, though. Are you up to the challenge? There's that modem continuing. Look at this controller. What in the world? That joystick is much too large. Someone's trying to compensate for something. Let's keep flipping on to the next page. We have a random access ad, and then a big old ad for, look at that, Empire Strikes Back, the video game cartridge. I don't think we saw this one when we played it originally. Really, really fun adventure-style game. And there it is. Activision, the hottest games. It's all right there. And that is our very brisk read of electronic fun with computers and games. It is December 1982, and I saw a few that I want to make sure we don't miss. So if you didn't see any others in the magazine as we were reading it, let me know. That was a lot of fun. All right, now it's time for us to put the video game reading on pause. And all those video games and all this crazy quest will continue. We are going to play and see everything for all video games and all systems until the end of time. Or as someone mentioned in the chat, maybe I'll be 70 years from now before we check out all the games near the end. Well, next time on Chronologically Gaming, it's episode 500. I really don't have anything special planned. I'm just going to keep playing games. Another brand new game for the Atari 2600, and could this be the end of the Arcadia 2001? That's it for today, and like I always say, by the end of this series, I will be an expert rating these games. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.